Welcome to Primos for Life, the wrestling podcast made for the fans, by the fans. Como siempre, yo soy Eddie, el niño vaque. We got Ariel, the Ecuadorian dream bisueta, and we are your self-proclaimed, undisputed co-host tag team champions of the world. In tonight's episode, we're breaking down last week's Friday Night SmackDown, give you a little taste of Triple A, and we go over this past Monday Night Raw. Plus, we give you the full Survivor Series lineup. The Primos let you know who their fan picks are. So, como siempre, sit back, grab a snack, and let's get it on. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Hey, what up, Primo?
Hey, what's going on, dude? How you doing?
Good, man. I was just on my international playlist on Apple Music, so that's why it's like,
Oh yeah, that's why it's
You know.
a little funky today. A little funkier
Little
than
funk.
normal. A little funkier than normal. I ain't got no problems with it, man. Works for me. I'm down.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Are you ready to get down to business? Because we got a lot to cover.
I mean, business, man. Wow. All right. No pleasantries. No. Just, I mean,
No, let's just
take
get
me out to
to
dinner
it.
first, guy. I mean, what are you doing? No one teach you right? All right, let's go. Let's roll. Hi, everybody. Welcome on in.
Hey.
Hey. Yes, let's get into business. This evening we'll be going over a quick recap of SmackDown, quick recap of Raw for the past week leading up to the events that will be happening Saturday or transpiring on Saturday at War Games.
War Games.
So let's start with SmackDown. I'll let you run point. Go for it.
All right, let's get it. So I got my high points and I got my low points. I got a lot more high points this time around than low points. So
Well, that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah, so let's jump right into it. The first high point that I wrote down, the Paul Heyman promo in the beginning.
Right.
Loved it. Loved the dominance. Loved this feeling of this super team that Paul Heyman has created. Loved the fact that the Usos came out and they were like, you think we came here alone? And you turn to the camera and you see like Cody like half dead out of his bus because Drew McIntyre attacked him.
Yep.
Because technically he's not allowed in the arena, but he was not in the arena.
Backstage, or no, he was outside. Yeah, I was outside because he was on the bus.
Yeah, in the parking lot, really. He jumped him.
Old school. I'm waiting for you in the
Old school.
parking lot. Like that kind of shit. That, like, yeah, all right, let's go. Let's make it happen. But,
Yeah.
Obviously Cody didn't know.
Yeah, clearly.
So-
But I loved it, man. I thought it was great.
Solid segment. Good way to kind of kick it off. And then also, you're still adhering to the rules of, well, he's suspended, so he can't be in the building, but he will be impactful, which
Hey.
essentially is what you're trying to do. So thought it made sense. Thought it was great. I'm good
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, that solid high point. The second high point I wrote down,
Okay.
the Bliss setup for Flair and Rhea to bury the hatchet.
Oh my God.
I did like it. I did like it.
The Godfather style sit down.
Yeah.
To me, when I first saw it, I thought it was very Lucha Underground. I'm like, oh man, they're going Lucha Underground, old school vignette, like cutting
Mhm.
these dark scenes and stuff. And then I'm like, oh, they're going for like the Godfather type sit down. Yeah, like, fine. You had to tell the story. You had to kind of put these two on the same page, at least from now until War Games.
Mhm.
Points taken. I don't trust you. You don't trust me. But for this match, can we trust each other? Like,
Yeah.
I don't like you, you don't like me, but for this match, can we trust each other? I can trust you, yeah, you can trust me. Okay, then we're fine.
I liked it though. I felt like it was a good, like you said. I think it was the setup. I think it was the old style Godfather-esque, like you said.
Mhm.
And I just like the little seeds that were planted in there. It's like, yeah, like I don't like you, you don't like me, but if there's anyone that I would want in there with me, it'd be
Right.
you. And I'm like, okay, I can respect that.
Well, because
I
that's respect. That's respect at its finest. It's what but we'll talk about it later. And
Yeah.
the men's war game thing, where it's like, listen, just like you're the guy I want to do this with, or the person I want to do this with.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, solid. All right. Now, the next high point in SmackDown,
Mm-mm.
which is funny because he no longer has the U.S. Championship belt, and that's why he had high points. But the Sami Zayn promo, the International Coalition, as he labeled it,
Oh, my
because they're
Lord.
going into the, classic 5 versus 5 Survivor Series style match on Friday, SmackDown before War Games on Saturday. But
Mhm.
I like the promo. I like Sammy came in hard. The Motor City Machine Guns were a little light, but definitely appreciated Shinsuke and Rey Fenix both going at it in their native tongue, right? Like you
Mhm.
felt the seriousness of this match. So I liked it.
You know, you and I always go back to we love the fact that Hunter allows these guys to do it in their native tongue while he filters English in, does his best to kind of still allow them to be themselves because they're much more impactful when you can speak in your native tongue. Absolutely, anybody is, you know. So yeah, definitely like it. This little League of Nations 2.0 is
Yeah.
fine. You know, we're good. You know, because it's a War Games match, so we got to get it, you know, set up. I was kind of surprised they went with the machine guns. A couple other tags they could have gone with, but yeah, I mean, you haven't seen the Prophets in a minute. Tommaso and Ciampa were busy battling Axiom and or Fraxium rather. So yeah, all right, not bad. Yeah, cool, great. But like you said, good promo. Way to use the talent you have, way to use them properly. You know, and definitely using the native tongue helps. So
Exactly.
I'm with you so far. These were all high points.
Yeah, for sure, man. And then speaking of Fraxium, right, and other tag teams, that was the next match,
Fraxium.
and I did enjoy the match. I love the match between Fraxium and DIY. I did not like the mask thing though. That was the
Yeah,
only
man.
like a downside of it, but
Yeah.
overall solid match, and
Well,
I enjoyed it.
that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I didn't care for the mask thing, and it's I don't care for it on 2 points, on 2 fronts. A, you know, that's something that luchadors hold very near and dear, you know, and I understand that you're showing the ultimate sign of disrespect by doing that, so you're using it in the storytelling. Okay, fine. I get that.
Mhm.
Not my favorite thing, but listen, I mean, you know, you got to take things away, you know, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
What bothers me is that for some reason, every other time I watch a luchador lose his mask, it's 5-10 minutes of somebody working on it. Candice LeRae snatched that shit like it was a weave. Yep, and that shit was gone. Like, and he was
Yeah.
just, I was like, usually they gotta like unstring something. Like people like the guys are
Like
fighting
a
the kid.
build up, you know?
Right. She just, well, I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna take the pin now because he's not uncovering his face.
Yeah.
Understand it. So for storytelling aspect and stuff, I get it completely. To me, I was more so annoyed with the quickness of it and how
Mhm.
this is especially because it is something that means so much. It's like you would figure he'd find it a lot harder to keep that shit on. Now, if it was supposed to be just a quick snatch moment because it's what it is. Also, if you notice, Faction doesn't really have laces in the back, but
Right.
still something. I don't know, just me, and that's me nitpicking. This is me nitpicking because once again, this was a very solid match.
Yeah, no, but I agree. I agree because the thing is, you know, I think because we go back to our WCW days and like everything that we used to watch, we knew how we felt when Rey Mysterio went through that with Kevin Nash during that storyline.
Yeah,
Right. So I didn't like it and care for it back then. And that was like 20 plus years ago, you
right.
know? And then over time, when you watch the documentaries about how he really didn't want to do it, but WCW was kind of Eric Bischoff was like forcing and all that stuff.
Yeah,
He was going to get fired. And and then you find out that Eddie, tried to like save Ray in that match and all that, you know what I mean? Like, cause they tried to
right,
do it earlier before the Kevin Nash incident. It
right.
was like, I guess we always, as Latinos and as wrestling fans and lucha fans, we just kind of have like that bad taste in our mouth from that history. So
Yeah,
anytime a mask comes off, I cringe. I don't like it.
yeah. No, not a fan.
It's
Not a fan.
disrespectful. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Which,
Yeah.
like I said, is understandable to a point because yes, you're going for, you know, disrespecting somebody. So I get it, but mm,
Yeah.
mm,
I'm
mm.
glad that we're on the same page. That's what I was going to say. That.
I'd rather she like tried to pull the mask off and it almost came off, and then with him readjusting it, Champa came in and hit him with something and done. You know, I would rather that.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And then the last two high points, and then we'll go to the two low points. The high point, Penta versus Finn, great match. Penta advances. Awesome to see that.
Yep.
Kind of a bummer when we get into Raw, but we'll get into that
So,
at that point.
So annoyed, man. So
Yeah.
annoyed.
Yeah.
It's a
And
shame.
then the final high point would be the women's war game setup at the end, where all the members are there. They're waiting to introduce the final members, which turned out to be Becky and AJ Lee. And there's just a big old brawl. I was a fan. I liked it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited for this match. It's both set of teams, the men's and the women's, stacked. So I
Yeah.
feel like it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean they have all aces in their places for all intents and purposes. Like this is, you know, this is I think they feel it. They feel people getting annoyed. They feel, kind of the crowd not much. So they have to be like, we have to make this jam packed. So we have to take 10 of our bigger names or biggest names, or we'll call it 8 of the biggest names, and then a couple of really important pieces, and like Jimmy Uso and Bronson Reed, and showcase them. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I agree with this. Stacked, and same with the women's aspect. I think this is definitely them trying to play some catch up. In terms of just people feeling kind of like, with the product lately, and TKO and their pricing, and
Right.
having 4 platforms and 3 networks and da 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 da. So I think this is kind of the grand payout of like, hey, look, we can give you everything, yay!
Yay. All right, and then let me know what you think about these 2 low points that came across my radar from
Okay.
that episode of SmackDown before we move on.
Right.
The U.S. match, the U.S. Championship match, right? Great
Mhm.
match, but still not invested. I mean,
Yep.
JD and Ilya are 2 fantastic wrestlers,
That was a great
and I
match.
thought this was going to do it for me, and nothing,
No.
brother,
No.
nothing.
No, it's once again no vested interest.
Yeah,
It's the problem of what we said. And I'm tired of beating the horse, but it's the problem of putting the belt on Dragunov as soon as he came back.
yeah.
You give him a storyline. You give him nothing to work with. He never an enemy. He never a foe. He have nothing. Like, he was just like, okay, give me the win, yay! And I was just, all right. Like, who are they going to put in front of me the job this week?
Right. Dang, that's a crazy way to say it, but you're right. You're right about it.
Was the thing. So yeah. So that was yeah. It wasn't. I agree with you. No vested interest there. Is not. No, I mean, good. Once again, good match because they're both fantastic. I respect JD in the ring a lot. He's really, really solid in the ring, and so is Dragunov. So
Yeah, man. All right, and the other low point of the evening, so we could conclude SmackDown. Bronson Reed versus Carmelo Hayes. Loved the match. Huge fan of it. Did not like that Melo, in order to win, he didn't cheat, but they had to give him the countout win because
Right.
of the War Game storyline.
Right.
I feel like it took away from Melo's victory. That's the only thing that I didn't like about it.
I agree with you, but you had to. You can't have him. You couldn't have him win clean out. Not when you're trying to make Bronson Reed this monster, and especially not when in the building is his War Games team. Breaker is there, McIntyre's there, Lesnar's, or like Heyman's there. Like, it's if he's gonna lose, he's gonna have to be like this because you can't take anything off of him before. You can't take any shine off him before the match starts. War Games, because he's a focal piece there, or not a focal piece, but he's an integral piece there. So I love the Melo win. I was really excited. I was like, oh, maybe. And then I was like, who's he fighting next? And like, God, I was like, yep, no, that's done. But yeah, no, I like the Melo win, but I see why they did it. Because you have to protect Bronson Reed in this particular moment. Especially after you have him recently feuding with the tribal chief and everything like that. So an L there kind of hurts him a little bit. But it doesn't really do anything to Melo. Melo just looks like the opportunist.
Right.
So I'm just playing devil's advocate and giving you the other side of the coin.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, man. I mean, it is what it is at this point, right? But I mean, that's why those were my low points of the evening. If I had to give SmackDown a quick rating, I'd probably give it like a 6 this week. Yeah, 6, 7.
Yep.
There you go.
6. I was going 6.
6, 7, right? Like
6.
These kids are saying.
God,
yeah. All right.
showing our age.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, real quick though, before we jump into Raw, AAA did happen this weekend. There were a few high points. Actually, the whole thing was a high point, but let me touch on them real quick, right?
Okay.
Javon Evans versus Axiom versus Octagon Jr. Javon gets the win, number 1 contendership to go against Laredo Kid for his championship.
Nice.
The Psycho Clowns, right? Those guys, they got 2 more clowns. Now they're like a squad, and they ended up beating Los Ojos, which is another squad. But at the end of it, Wyatt Six calls out the Psycho Circus is what they're called. So we're going to get a 4-on-4 at the next AAA event. That's going to be something to look forward to. Okay. I love this Ethan Page and Chelsea Green mixed tag thing that they're doing on NXT and AAA, man. I'm telling you.
They're great. They're great, like assholes. So together, even better.
Yeah, exactly. But no, fantastic match between them against Lola and Mr. Iguana. Obviously, they came up short, but I'm okay with it. Main event. Dom and El Grande Americano versus Vikingo and Dragon Lee. Vikingo turns on Dragon Lee at the end, leaves him hanging. Dom and El Grande get the cheap win. They, celebrate at the end, calling themselves the greatest luchadors tag of all time. In comes in the reuniting Lucha Bros, which makes Monday night's events even that much more heartbreaking, brother. But that was a highlight. Definitely would suggest going back and giving it a watch.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading up on what happened, but I love the fact that it's Dom and El Grande. Was it Alemano is what we can call him now? El Grande Alemano here because it's Kaiser, whatever is full. But yeah, no, definitely everyone needs to go back and look at it. And yeah, we can just go into Monday now because we can talk about the effects of what happened here. Because I mean, we'll just start with this and then we can go chronologically after that.
Yeah.
But it was Penta versus Solo in the John Cena Invitational match. Penta going for like a swinging neck.
The Hurricane Rana.
Hurricane Rana. That's what. And he landed awkwardly on his shoulder. Like really awkwardly on his shoulder. So much so that like you could tell Solo bounced out. And then the ref came over. The ref is in his pocket pushing the button like, yeah, no, we need. And then they had to call the match. Like so, and then you could tell Penta when he was leaving, he slammed the guardrail as he was walking out, in just utter annoyance
and frustration. Yeah,
and frustration. And you and I always say it's you hate to see somebody go down with an injury. You hate to see it. This means that somebody will get a spot to trying to move up, which for them is good. But you just hate to see this happen, especially with Penta, and like you said, especially with the angle that they had with him and Ray. Now, I don't mind this as much for that. Because I told you, I'm trying to stay away from them doing the Lucha Brothers because the minute they put them together, Penta Solo run is done for a while.
Yeah.
This way, you have to find something to do with Phoenix. Now that stinks, but you have to find something to do with him. Maybe Speed Champ, something like that. But this way you can, when Penta heals, he can come back and be on a solo run. Because I think once you do this, you've now pigeonholed Penta again, and you're not going to be able to break him out of a tag team for quite some time.
Yeah.
Because he is a great solo wrestler. So, but yeah, bummer, especially because I love Penta so much. So really, really bummer. Like I haven't read anything about how long is what exactly it is yet.
Right.
But yeah, just real bummer, man.
Yeah, man. And actually, you know what? I'm not even going to add anything else to what you said because you pretty much covered it all. Because that's how I feel. It totally sucks to see someone that you love to see in the ring and their interactions and everything get hurt that way. But in the spirit of low points, let's knock down the next two low points and then we'll go to the happy moments of Raw.
That's great. That sounds good.
So we can get happy again.
Let's start on the low. We'll end high. Fantastic.
Yeah, there you go. The New Day segment. I love that they're getting a tag championship opportunity. I'm happy.
Right.
But what I didn't like about it was like, it felt like it came out of nowhere. It was just like, hey, we've been huffing and puffing and now you're going to give us our Thanksgiving wish and we're going to get a title match. But it's like, you guys haven't been in the ring. You guys have been only doing, Raptor segments, with the other reporter up there and just hating on cities and stuff. And that qualifies you for a tag match. I mean, it just, I guess what gets me upset about it is that you take such a decorated team like the New Day and now you're minimizing all that. And like, that all doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like, they're just a group, and they're not special anymore. It feels that way.
It feels like you're cheapening it.
Yes.
Like you're devaluing this team.
Exactly.
Like this is quite possibly one of the greatest tag teams of all time. You put them in the conversation. Yeah. They have, better yet, they have to be in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but be it two or three of them, whatever. The New Day, amazing, as a tag team and on their own. So, yeah, they really didn't earn anything, but I mean, at this point, hardly anybody does anymore. They usually just find whoever's next, and someone gets jumped in the locker room. And then it's like, oh, you're now up for the heavyweight championship. Like what? All I did was hit you while you were drinking a Sprite. Like, come on, man. Like this, no. But yeah. So I see what you're saying. But it was good because they have been on for so long, and they did do them so dirty and wrong on their last run. They didn't. They could have optimized these guys so much better, and I think they've been good recently. They were great with the War Raiders when they were at ringside and stuff for those couple of matches. They're they're still good. They're still solid. I think it could be a lot more. It would be more meaningful if they still had the belts on them,
Right.
like or if they had it. So yeah, well, a low point, but at least they're getting a title shot out of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There. Agreed. And then the next low point, the last low point of the evening, the Usos promo, and I'm talking about the one in the back when all three of them are arguing who's going to be the captain, and Roman's like, "What are we doing here? You guys got to figure this out." And Usos get into this like heavy, like that's why we're going to go get the advantage and this and that, and it was awkward. I don't know if you realize it, but at the end, like after Jay finished his statement, everybody's just looking at each other like, "Okay," and then they just walk off, and I was like,
We good here?
wow, that main event like fuel.
No,
That's what it felt like.
I mean, it had to be the Usos, though. It had to be the Usos for the pure fact that they were wrestling for the stipulation and they lost, right?
Right.
So you couldn't put an L on Roman. You can't hang one on CM. You definitely can't hang one on Codith. It had to be these two yahoos. So I was sitting there, I was like, I mean, when you're speaking in terms of the 5-pack here, no disrespect, but I'm just sitting there and I'm like, no, these are like the three like names that are like, so no disrespect to the Usos, please. But yeah, no, it had to be them. So I get it. They had to like kind of puff out, but yeah, it did seem kind of awkward for a second there, but I get the like puffing out to yeah, no, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. Da, da, da. Yeah. Cause it has to be you guys. Cause you guys can afford to take the pin. No one else can.
Yeah. Yeah. Bueno. Okay. The high points, and I got like five. Ready? Number uno. Roman Reigns opening up the show. Fantastic. Loved it.
Awesome. Love it.
Always great to see him. Love that Cody comes out and asks, hey, oh no, I'm sorry. He asked Cody rather, oh, what's in it for me? Because this is my family. Half the team is my family. And the one thing that, we know is family and family. He sounds like Dom Toretto from...
I'm about to say, Vin Diesel up in here, bro. What's going on?
Family.
Family.
So that was good. Mello versus Gunther. Great match. And you said it. We knew Gunther was going to keep going. But man, I mean, the clinics.
I was hoping, man. I was hoping.
Yeah, for a second. But it was great. Well done.
Very technically sound also. Mello's a lot better technically than people give him credit for. Or than I think a lot of people have noticed. He's a very solid technical wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But great match. Very happy with it. But happy to see that the two matches that I thought Gunther was going to be womp turned out to be good with him and Javon Evans. Fantastic matches. Cool.
Yeah, and especially because they're both, just not Gunther size.
Right,
so
exactly.
Those matches are solid. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, number 3, Dom versus Mini Cena promo.
Oh, yes. Awesome. It was great.
So good.
I was rolling. Well, first when they hit the music, I'm like, nope, because he's only got a couple appearances left. He's not here. I said, so let's see what they do. And then when they brought the little person scene out, we were cleaning the basement and I had it on in the background as we were like moving stuff, and I literally dropped what I had on. I was like, yes, this is awesome.
So I had the reverse reaction, right? Because we knew it was 2 like appearances left. I was like, no way, he's coming to Oklahoma City. And then I see little Cena and I was like, oh no. Why?
No, I mean, I'm sitting there and no disrespect to Oklahoma City, but I'm like, he ain't going to Oklahoma City.
And then the other part of that, the 300 kick style that Dominic did when he kicked the little Cena, bro, that dude went flying. He went, oh.
Like when he kicks him into the pit and he's like, no. Little Cena. Yes.
All right. And then the next 2 points, and we could jam these two together so we could go into our picks.
Great.
Is the payback for the women's team for War Games, right? Because remember, SmackDown, it ended a different way. But in Monday Night Raw, it was Team AJ Lee that got the final moment. And it was nicely done. Definitely still hyped for this match. Looking forward to it. And then same thing with the men's at the end. The only thing that I will say, and then Laura said this too, she's like, I'm getting sick and tired of these guys putting these, credits on at the end, making me think that this show is over.
What I say last week.
You're right.
Exactly what I said to you last week, where I was like, motherfucker.
It's like, yo.
And I said it out loud when they put it up, and I'm like, they didn't fade to black yet. And Amanda goes, what? And I'm like, hang on. and then you hear Brock Lesnar's music. So
That
yeah,
slip, you saw that?
the-
Woo!
ah,
I'm still Brock Lesnar. No,
yeah, nope, idiot.
but I love the clash. I love when they're all outside of the ring. They come in, they start duking it out. Everybody grabs their person, and it just is mayhem again, all over again. But it's giving you that important feel. It didn't feel rushed. It didn't feel kind of mushed together. This all feels like, okay, you know what? We've all intermingled in the last 5 to 6 months. We have problems with each other, this and that. Let's settle it in War Games. So I was very happy with it overall.
Dig it. I agree with you. I thought both endings were both setups for that go home thing was well done, perfectly executed, great going home episode. 7-5 because of the Penta injury.
Yeah. Agreed. I give that same score because I was leaning more towards an 8, but you're right. The Penta
injury hurts.
It
hurts. It hurts so bad. So
yeah,
man. All right. Well, so then speaking of War Games. I guess I think we've covered enough we can cover on this mofo. Now obviously we are going to be shy the going home episode of SmackDown.
I was gonna say let's throw that match in there, the Survivor Series style. So
no, we're throwing that in there. But I'm saying we're not gonna be able to chat about the episode that's upcoming prior to the thing. So if anything arises, and we
bad.
It's the holidays. I mean, it's the holidays, man. Come on, man. It's Thanksgiving. Like people, give me
a break.
Well, you guys
be thankful.
Hey, listen, our audience. I trust that our audience can get there and watch the episode of SmackDown and be fine with it. Yes. I have faith. But I mean, and we'll also end up touching on it when we do our recap episode anyway. But all right, so I'll let you have, because I'm assuming you have the card in front of you. I have the trusty notebook. I will write it down.
All right. Let's start with the Friday night SmackDown match, the 5-on-5 between the MFTs versus the International Coalition, the Sami Zayn International Coalition.
League of Nations 2.0.
All right. While you jot that down, let me give you my first pick. Okay. MFTs. I feel like regardless of how cool this international, coalition is, I love the idea that the MFTs continue running, this dominance. So I want them to win. Not only do I want them to win, but I want them to beat everybody up to like a pulp. I want it to be ugly. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, like MFTs didn't just beat them; they left them for dead. That's what I want.
Okay, all right. I see what you're saying. Okay, so that's your logical pick, right?
And fun, because that'll be fun too.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, MFT. All right, my logical. I'm gonna go MFT also. I mean, this makes sense because once again, you strung this team of 5 dudes together at the last second. You barely respect Sami Zayn anyway. You definitely have no respect for Shinsuke and Phoenix, and you toss the machine guns in it because you had nothing else to do. So what am I supposed to take away from this other than they're going to lose? I will go MFTs. Fun pick would be League of Nations 2.0. You do some fun like that, sure, why not? But I think it's going to be the MFTs. I think it's the MFTs, and I'm going to go so far as to say I think Solo and Tala Tonga are your 2 remaining survivors.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I agree with that. I forgot that we have to pick those 2. But no, I go with that. I'm with you on that one. But side note, though, right? Yes. Let me just throw a quick curveball in there. Let's say the Motor City Machine Guns weren't in there and the Profits were in there. Would that switch the decision?
No.
No, man.
Because once again, you've fashioned this team together. If you gave me something a little more, then fine. But it's just, once again, you threw this team together because, I mean, listen, they're great. They're absolutely fantastic. But I think, especially depending on what happens with the Raw one with the main guys, because, maybe you get the League of Nations win here, and then you put, then the heels get the win in the other one. Who knows? Yeah. So, but I don't think that would change my thing. I think I would still probably go MFTs, especially because you're trying to sell these guys as a core unit now, and you're doing this to build guys. Right. Once again, the machine guns on their own are solid. You have had very successful runs with Shinsuke, Sami Zayn, and you can do one with Phoenix if you do it properly, or if you want to even care to start. Anyone in WWE who might be listening, care to want to try and do that, you have talent that you're just wasting. And once again, doesn't matter on the show. Put them on speed, whatever, curve, whatever's on that free Tubi channel. Sure, throw that one on too. Evolve, whatever. I don't know.
Why not?
Do they still do 205 Live? Whoa. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I think that.
Okay, no, that's real. I respect it. I respect it. All right, let's jump into the 2 title matches, and then we'll go to each war game style. So the first one, Stephanie Vaquer versus heel heel Nikki Bella. Hey, oh man, the face you made. I mean, logical is obviously Vaquer,
Yep.
and then fun would be Nikki, but I mean that's not gonna happen, you know.
I mean, I wouldn't even put that in fun. I mean, my logical and my fun are both okay. Like that's
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. All right, next one.
Next, Cena versus Dom, and I kind of took this one away from you from the last pick, so you go ahead and pick first.
It's all good. It's all good. I mean, Dom.
Fun and
Dom.
logic.
I mean, okay. Well, because here's my thought process. I mean, yeah, logic is definitely Dom. Logic is definitely Dom.
Okay.
Doesn't make sense. Fun would be Cena just because if Cena wins, then does he put the IC belt up at the end of the Cena Invitational? You know, or does he retire with it? So that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, that
logical
is
is you got to put on Dom because someone's got to carry the goddamn belt. I'm sorry for cursing, but yes. So there I am.
Yeah. I hate to be a copycat, but you're right. I agree with both. That was where my mind was at. And something tells me because we think as fans, oh yeah, Dom's gonna get it in San Diego. Dom's gonna get it down. It's like it's almost like they're not gonna do it now because we're expecting it,
because
and then they're gonna let Cena have his final moment in DC. You know, lose it to somebody else.
That's it.
Yeah. So. All right, let's jump into the women's
war game. Sure, go for it.
Women's war games match. We got Team A, which is Rhea, Io Sky, Bliss, Charlotte, and AJ Lee versus Nia Jax, Lash Legend, Asuka, Kyrie, Becky
Team
Lynch.
face versus Team heel.
There you go.
There you go. All right. You're up.
Yes. I mean, you got to give it to Team A, Rhea, Ripley, and them. Team AJ Lee. There's no way. Yeah, there's no way that the Team B is going to win. Like, there's no shot. There's no way. It would be nice. My fun pick would be for, Becky Lynch's team to win. Because I feel like that could lead to more things going towards Rumble season, WrestleMania season, etc. But logically speaking, I think Team AJ Lee wins.
Okay. I'm going to go opposite of you. I think the heel team wins.
Ooh.
I think heel team wins just because I think there will be a problem with Charlotte and Rhea. And I think that's going to open the door. So, and then that way you have now a feud with these two going. They're Bliss and Flair are no longer the champs, so they can still roll together, but they're not the champs, so you could put a solo thing in between them. So I'm going to go team heel on both. Fun and logic.
Oh, okay. All right. I like.
All right. And then for the men, same thing, team face versus team heel.
Team face heel.
Here's where I think you get team heel. I mean, team face. Here's where I think you get team face. Because like I said, I think I got heels on both the women and the things. So I think here's where you get your face win. The star power on the men's side on the face side is almost too strong to deny once you get past. And once again, I say there's no disrespect to Usos. On the face side, not nearly as strong. You have Brock Lesnar, but then you have a Logan Paul, who isn't a seasoned veteran. Drew McIntyre is very solid. Breaker and Bronson Reed are still young. So I think it's almost undeniable. I think the fun pick would be them, and I think that's the swerve pick. I mean, I could totally see that happening, but I think for now this one's going to be a face.
Wow. And you know what's funny? For your logic on the women's, I think my logic applies here for the men's, and I feel like Team Paul Heyman is the one that's going to win because it's under the Paul Heyman banner. These are all monsters in their own right, and Logan Paul is trying to get some of that rub. You know what I mean? So is Drew Mack, but Drew Mack is already a monster on his own. You know what I mean? Right. So that plus your methodology on between Rhea and Charlotte, I feel like that's going to be the issue with Cody, Punk, and Roman, because at the end of the day, yeah, we're teaming up, but after Survivor Series, Roman has to come after one of those titles. You get what I'm saying? So it's like hey, we could be friends right now, but if you do me wrong in the cage, I'm gonna get my receipt.
Well, I mean, you got to see because they also could use him against against Brock Lesnar. Because who you gonna have Brock feud with? Brock's gonna need some top tier talent too, unless you have one go against one belt and one go for the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Possible.
Oh man,
Possible.
It's gonna be good, man. We're gonna have to watch.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait. We watch and I'll be texting you all night long because I'm off Saturday, so I'll be able to sit down and actually watch it.
Sweet.
So yeah, should be dope. So all right, Primo. Well, at that point, I guess we should just get ready to do what we normally do. I'm gonna steal this from you. Say we're gonna take a time here to do what we always do at this moment in time and thank all of our primos and primas out there in listening land for being so kind to give us your time and your ears and your patience as Eddie and I still navigate this podcast that we started almost a year ago and love doing. The ride is great, as we say, and it's better when you're with us. We cannot thank you guys enough. Please go to primosforlife.com, smash the like button on whatever you want. YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, Instagram. We got Reels, TikTok. There's stuff out there. Eddie's working hard as always. So please, once again, we love you guys. We couldn't do this without you. If you guys want to, please contact us. We want to get some more content out there. So let's talk about some wrestling. Let's watch an episode and come with us. Let's talk about a PLE. Please feel free, guys. We are available. You can find us on those pages and contact us. So please feel free to do so. I've been yapping for a minute. Eddie, please take us home.
Bueno, primo. The only thing that I could say in this incredible episode is happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy holidays, safe travels. Please enjoy this episode while you're going to, your tia's house or your tio's house or somebody's house, because you're going to eat.
You got to eat. Everyone hungry.
You got to eat. And, como siempre, we will see you when we see you.
We'll see you. Feliz Día del Pavo. Gracias.
Take care, everyone.